What is the problem, Andy, to which devolution is the answer?
The problem is a sense of alienation that is felt across England towards Westminster. The Westminster system has never really worked well for large parts of England, particularly the north. It's given us a north-south divide, a housing crisis. It's left a lot of young people without a sense of hope and direction for the future. So they always haven't worked well. And I think the public told us that at the referendum in 2016. And devolution, I think, is the best answer we've got to tackling that alienation, getting more confidence into the regional economy, giving places the sense of forward direction that they need.
And what is the specific role that Metro mayors can play in delivering that?
Well, one thing that we can do is obviously give a stronger voice to our areas. And so we've been through a really difficult summer on the railways in the north of England. Steve Rotherham and I have worked together to give a voice to those long-suffering passengers. And I hope rebalance the political debate in some way, because as we know, if things go wrong in London, it's all over the national media. But often when things go wrong in the north, it's not always the case that the national media pay attention. But hopefully we've made sure that this summer they have paid attention, and the north hopefully will get a better deal as a result of that.
Excellent. Turning to regional growth and growth in Greater Manchester, why is it important to work with business, and how are you working with business and other groups to deliver growth in Greater Manchester?
It's crucial, isn't it? Particularly at this moment in time as we face the reality of Brexit and everything that means. We have to form a really strong partnership with business and, of course, universities, other players in building the regional economy. The government has rightly said to places like Greater Manchester, we need a local industrial strategy for you, and I agree with that. Business has got a big part to play in helping us write that strategy. But we are all together, business and political leaders, saying back to the government, you won't have a successful industrial strategy at a local level without local skills devolution. So we're increasingly working as partners in this, recognising that this is a moment of quite significant uncertainty for the regional economy. And the best way the government can counter that is to give places like Greater Manchester the freedom to get on and build answers to the challenges that we face.
Yeah. And so when it comes to employment and opportunities in Greater Manchester and beyond, what role do apprenticeships play and what role do businesses play in helping to deliver on that pledge?
Well, of course they play a massive role, and this is one of my criticisms of Westminster with regards to the management of education policy. As long as I can remember, under all governments, it's obsessed on the university route, and it's almost made policy for the university route, and it's left quite a big hole when it comes to young people who aspire to a technical education. And I think devolution will be a better route to fixing that, rather than expecting the old system to miraculously pay more attention to technical education. If we had devolved control of post-16 education and skills policy, we would devise a system of apprenticeships that was right for us. For instance, I'm talking about in Greater Manchester a UCAS style system for apprenticeships, so that young people who want those opportunities have the same clarity about what's out there and what's available and what grades they need to get those apprenticeships as young people on the university route already have. And that's something that's badly missing at the moment. It's about raising the sights and the aspirations of young people who want a technical education. And I think that's better solved at the devolved Greater Manchester level than waiting for Whitehall to fix something that it never has.
Indeed. And finally, just last week, Barclays launched with Council in Bury the Thriving Local Economies Initiative to look at what can make somewhere like Bury even more successful. Could you just give us a comment on that, and you were very supportive of it yourself. What are the next steps in that respect?
I'm very supportive of it, and it's really good to see Barclays making that commitment to places like Bury, because there is a risk here of a growing divide between towns and cities, and smaller towns feeling left out or shut out of the growth that we're seeing in our cities. So in Greater Manchester, we very much are focusing on this issue, and we've brought forward a town centre challenge where we have a renewed focus on some of those towns that maybe feel they've been in decline and have lost retail space over recent times. We're trying to help them reinvent themselves for the future with perhaps more residential space in the town centre, better public realm, whatever it might be. And I think it's going to, in the end, be a public-private partnership if we're to make that initiative work. So it's great to see Barclays doing what it's doing. And I think the success of devolution in Greater Manchester will be the extent to which it doesn't just help our city centre move forward, but our outlying towns as well.